back to the channel. I'm David Sugarman, and I'm here to help you learn English in a simple, fun, and useful way. And today, we're tackling an important topic. It's called adverbs of frequency. And these words help you describe how often something happens, making your English sound more natural. We're going to be in the present simple tense here. And once you start using these adverbs correctly, you'll sound much more fluent in English. This video is a part of a full series, so if you've been learning with me or one of my teachers, this is a great way to review what you've already covered in class. Whether we're working together one-on-one, in a group, or you're learning with one of my teachers, these lessons are designed to help you keep practicing and making progress. And don't forget, if you want even more practice, I've got exercises waiting for you on my website at davidenglish.info. They're designed to go hand in hand with these lessons and help you learn even faster. So let's jump in and master adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency. They tell you basically how often we do something. One very important tip, no ing when we formulate sentences. So let's go through the adverbs of frequency. Always means that 100% of the time you do this thing. For example, she always drinks coffee in the morning. Usually or often, it's around 80% of the time that you do this. For example, he usually goes for a run after work. Not always, but usually. Sometimes it's 50-50. They sometimes visit their grandparents on weekends. So there's a balance there. Hardly ever or rarely, it's about 30% of the time. I hardly ever eat fast food, for example. It never means that you never do this thing. Again, it's a fact. It's something that is a general fact here. We never go to bed late on weekdays. Now, let's look at this slide. We have here, number one, we have the word never. Number two, we have frequently. Number three, we have occasionally. Number four, we have often. Number five, we have regularly. All of these are different kinds of adverbs that we can use. So let's go through them and talk about them and try to formulate the sentences. So at this time, you can rephrase the sentence by using adverbs of frequency. You can even stop the video to see if you position the adverb correctly. And then after, you can continue and check your answers. I also want to mention that you can go to my website at davidenglish.info to do more exercises on this topic, to practice for spelling, and to see if you actually got this down. And last but not least, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, and share this with a friend so we can change people's lives. Now, number one, it says she doesn't eat breakfast in the morning. So the answer is she never eats breakfast in the morning, which means 0%. Now, number two, we go out for dinner on weekends frequently. The answer, what do you think? Where do we put frequently? I think it's better to put frequently in front of the verb. So we want to say we frequently go out for dinner on weekends. This is probably the best way to use it. We frequently go out for dinner on the weekends. And frequently is basically more like usually or often. Okay, maybe even a little bit more than usually. Okay, but frequently, again, you can try to pronounce that word frequently. It's around 80 to 90% of the time. Three, he forgets to call his parents. We have the word occasionally. How do you think you formulate this sentence? So we're going to say he occasionally forgets to call his parents. And the word occasionally, just to give you a little tip, it's also an adverb of frequency, meaning something happens sometimes, but not very often. So I'm going to say this is around 10 to 30% of the time. Okay. It usually appears before the main verb or at the beginning or the end of a sentence. 4, the kids watch TV in the afternoon. What do you think? How do we formulate this sentence? I'm going to say the kids often watch TV in the afternoon, okay, which is a lot of the time. 5, they have meetings on Mondays, and we have the word regularly. Regularly. Say that a couple times. Regularly. The answer is they regularly have meetings on Mondays. And yes, regularly is also an adverb of frequency, meaning something happens consistently at fixed intervals, around 70 to 90% of the time. It's similar to frequently, but it emphasizes a routine or a scheduled pattern. Okay? It usually appears before the main verb or after the verb to be. Number 6, my brother helps with chores. Do you know what chores are? So if you don't, chores are small routine tasks that need to be done regularly, especially around the house. Some examples of chores are like doing the laundry, washing the dishes, cleaning the house, taking out the trash, watering the plants. And sometimes chores can be unpleasant, okay? Even replying to an email might feel like a chore to you. So let's try this. My brother helps with chores. So we want to say, my brother sometimes helps with chores. Number 7, I forget to bring my lunch. Now we have the word occasionally. Occasionally. Say the word occasionally a couple of times. Occasionally. Occasionally. Let's formulate this sentence now. I occasionally forget to bring my lunch. And just so you know, occasionally is an adverb of frequency. That means something happens sometimes, but not very often, about 10 to 30% of the time. Okay? Number 8, she attends yoga classes usually is used around 80% of the time. She attends yoga classes. So how do you think we formulate the sentence? You want to say she usually attends yoga classes. Do you attend yoga classes? Do you think this is a very good workout? Let me know in the comments. Number 9, we go hiking in the summer. Frequently. Again, the word is frequently. Can you say the word frequently? Very good. Here we want to say we frequently go hiking in the summer. And just so you know, frequently is an adverb of frequency. That means something happens often, but not always, around 70 to 90% of the time. And it's similar to regularly, but it doesn't necessarily suggest a fixed schedule. And it usually becomes before the main verb. And number 10, the dog barks at strangers. Now, here we have the word often. So, what do you think? How do we formulate the sentence with often? The dog often barks at strangers, which means a lot of the time again, 80% of the time. Okay, let's try this together. Let's complete the sentences. Julia travels abroad for work. She visits other countries. So what do you think? Is it always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, rarely, or never? I'm going to go with that she since she travels abroad, so she often or usually visits other countries. Number 12. Jake forgets to water his plants. He forgets, meaning he doesn't remember, and he remembers to do it. What do you think? Is it often, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, rarely, or never? Let's say that he is around 50-50%. We're going to say he sometimes remembers to do it. 13. Tim is a night owl. What does a night owl mean? A night owl is someone who stays up late at night and he feels more awake and he's actually more productive during the evening or nighttime. Are you a night owl? So Tim is a night owl. He stays up late. What do you think the answer is? You could say that he often or usually stays up late. 14. Sarah practices the piano. She plays every day. I would still say that she often or she usually plays every day. 15. Tom doesn't enjoy spicy food. I'm going to say that he hardly ever or rarely or even never eats hot peppers. 16. Emily is punctual. So what does punctual mean? Punctual means being on time or doing something at the scheduled time. Okay, so a punctual person doesn't arrive late. So she arrives on time. What do you think the answer is from your adverbs? Let's say if she's punctual, she never arrives on. Let's say she never arrives late, or she always arrives on time. Number 17, Claire is a vegetarian. She eats meat. A vegetarian is someone that doesn't eat meat, so she never eats meat. 18, Lisa loves to swim in the ocean. She goes to the beach. If she loves the ocean, I would say that she often or usually goes to the beach. 19, the office is quiet on weekends. It gets busy. I'm going to say it hardly ever or rarely or even never gets busy. 20, John is a very careful driver. He exceeds the speed limit, and to exceed means to go over it. So let's see. John is a very careful driver. He exceeds the speed limit. If he's very careful, that means that he never exceeds the speed limit because he's very careful. At this point in time, I want you to share or think about the activities you do regularly and also those that you never do. You can write these down in the comments section. Here's the answer key. Let me read out the answers to you. Number 1, she never eats breakfast in the morning. 2, we frequently go out for dinner on weekends. 3, he occasionally forgets to call his parents. 4, the kids often watch TV in the afternoon. 5, they regularly have meetings on Mondays. 6, my brother sometimes helps with chores. 7, I occasionally forget to bring my lunch. 8, she usually attends yoga classes. 9, we frequently go hiking in the summer. And 10, the dog often barks at strangers. Number 11, Julia travels abroad for work. She often or usually visits other countries. 12, Jake forgets to water his plants. He sometimes remembers to do it. 13, Tim is a night owl. He often usually stays up late. 14, Sarah practices the piano. She often or usually plays every day. 15, Tom doesn't enjoy spicy food. He rarely or hardly ever eats hot peppers. 16, Emily is punctual. She never arrives late. 17, Claire is a vegetarian. She never eats meat. 18, Lisa loves to swim in the ocean. She often or usually goes to the beach. 19, the office is quiet on weekends. It rarely or hardly ever gets busy. And 20, John is a very careful driver. He never exceeds the speed limit. Just want to say again, thank you for coming to the David English Academy. And if you want more information, you can visit and follow my other channels. And remember, you can go to davidenglish.info to get more exercises, of course. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi, how are you today? If you would like to elevate your English level where people actually understand you, where you're not making mistakes, where you're not confused, where you have control of your English, then you're in the right place. My name is David Sugarman. I've been teaching business English for over 12 years and I can really help you. Currently right now, I'm teaching in big companies like Diplomat Israel, like IKEA and others. If you would like to hear more information, please reach out to me over here. Bye for now.